When selling your house, it's vital to check out what else is on the market so you can stay ahead of the competition.
I would prefer my house over both of the houses I've seen today.
So I'm giving 3 homeowners the chance to do just that by snooping around each other's properties.
This house needs SOS help.
Who'd have a fish tank in your kitchen?
Once they've seen the competition, they'll make changes to their house with the hope of attracting a buyer.
This is very big.
Good, isn't it?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
No.
Today, mistakes are made.
I've chosen the wrong colour.
I think it's cold looking.
No paint, no gain. Are you sure, Ray? Are you sure you're OK with this? Keep your eyes closed until I've done it. But which house will impress our buyer?
This is a surprise, definitely.
A spanner has been thrown in the works then, hasn't it?
It has a bit.
Today I'm in Orpington in the London borough of Bromley with 3 homeowners all hoping to sell their properties to our buyer, Cherry. A widower, she's looking to downsize to a more manageable property. So, Cherry, why are you moving?
I need to downsize, not necessarily the size of the house. My house isn't pretty, but I've got quite a lot of land, big garden, and the trees. I mean, the trees, you know, 350 quid to trim this tree and that tree.
Too much.
So, it's, you know, it's... I'm not in a position to keep having this endless fund.
What sort of house do you want?
I just need 2 bedrooms. I need a small garden and somewhere to put the car. My pet hate is seeing cars in a road, you know, head to... I know, I'm sorry. I hate that. I hate it.
You've had an offer on your house, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
For quite a while now.
Yes.
And are your buyers getting a bit twitchy?
He's getting twitchy, yes, bless him, yeah.
So you potentially stand to lose him if you can't find something quite
Yes,
quickly?
indeed, yes.
Are you planning a treat for yourself with any money that you have maybe left over?
I need to update my car. I fancy something possibly a bit racy.
A bit racy and a bit sporty. Good on you.
Yeah.
OK, so we've got to find somewhere for parking the new...
Yes,
the
exactly.
Lamborghini. Brilliant. This is going to be easy. For her wish list and, of course, that sports car, Cherry has a budget of £365,000. I've found 3 homeowners with properties that I think are going to be right up Cherry Street, but there is room for improvement with all 3. First up is ex-banker Ian. He currently lives alone in his 2-bedroom semi, but plans to move in with fiancé Janice.
I have to sell, and I have to sell now, because we want a bit more room, but this is a nice place to live.
It might be nice according to Ian, but Janice has done her best to tone down his masculine tastes.
I think the house reflected Ian's personality when I first came down. It was a real bachelor pad.
Yes.
I gave up my job last August so that we could work on the house every day. And the neighbours came by and they went, "Ooh, we know Janice has been here. There's flowers in the window."
Postman noticed the potpourri.
Ian's bachelor pad has got 2 bedrooms and the manageable garden that Cherry is keen on. It comes in 20 grand under budget at £345,000. Up against Ian is retiree Carol. She's roped in daughter Caroline to help modernise the 2-bedroom bungalow she shares with her husband Edward.
There's things in the bungalow now that I probably would have done differently now. I think it reflects our personality.
Your home is very cosy and homely and reflects that well. Thank you.
It's been their family home for over 15 years, but they're now struggling with the upkeep.
There's things that if Mum and Dad were a little younger, they may have tackled refreshing some things.
This well-loved bungalow has 2 bedrooms and a good-sized driveway for my buyer, Cherry sports car. It's on the market for just under £350,000. Finally, we have funeral director Peter and his wife Pauline. They have invested a lot of time and effort into their 1970s semi, but don't always see eye to eye when it comes to taste.
Peter likes things that I wouldn't even go, and the same with me, but there's always something that we both like, and that's what we go for in the end.
They've updated the style of the house. The trouble is they did it nearly 20 years ago, and it shows.
I think it's dated by its decor. It would benefit to drag that bedroom into the 21st century.
Yeah. Peter and Pauline's 1970s semi has 1 bedroom more than their opponents and an open plan layout. It's also the cheapest at just under £300,000, leaving Cherry a whopping 65 grand to spend on her sporty runabout. So it's Ian and his bachelor pad, Carol and her well-loved bungalow, and Peter and Pauline in their 1970s semi. To help the sellers see how they can improve their properties, they get to take a sneaky peek at their rivals' homes. This should inspire their makeover decisions and help them beat the competition. First to get the snoop treatment is Ian's. After 19 years of living alone, Ian's house has understandably become a bit of a bachelor pad. He and his fiancée Janice have worked very hard, creating a blank canvas for potential buyers, but there are a few areas that are putting people off. Not least the outside.
It's a very noisy road, isn't it?
The road behind us, very noisy.
Quite busy, the road, isn't it?
So not great outside, and it's the same story inside.
We've still got the old window frame and door frame as though that was outside.
Oh, it hasn't got any glass?
No, it's just kind of strange. I personally would do away with all of that.
Is there glass in there? Oh, there's not.
Oh, no.
Don't like that very much.
So what about the conservatory?
I don't like the dark wood, personally. I'd like it a little bit lighter.
Feels a bit temporary.
It's a bit garden shed, isn't it?
Not sure the shed look is what they were going for. Talking of gardens...
If there had been a fence all the way along there, it wouldn't even occur to you that there was a house next to you.
For putting somebody off from buying this property, I think more so the property on the left would put me off more than the one on the right.
So, not impressed so far, but upstairs, Carol is taking inspiration from the decor.
It is quite neutral.
This is what we think with your house as well. Your room, I mean, you've wanted to change that to a pale and more neutral colour anyway for a long while.
Yes, for a long time, my bedroom.
Amanda will suggest that.
I'm quite looking forward to having that.
Yes, at long last, just as you're about to move. Spend 10 years thinking, oh, I'd like this to be pale green, and then you do it and move the next month.
So the bedroom's given Carol food for thought, but not sure the canary yellow next door will.
Colour is a bit...
But it's fine for this.
It's fine
you
for...
wouldn't want it in your bedroom.
Yes, it doesn't seem as though it has a very feminine touch.
This is a man's study, this.
Yeah.
It's got all the looks, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Not struck on the car.
Even the views fail to impress.
Is it inhabited next door?
Ian's 2-bed semi is priced up at £345,000.
I'm not surprised it's that price because of the area.
I'm staggered.
Yes.
Compared to our house, we've got considerably more circulation space downstairs. That's a staggering figure for this property.
So Peter and Pauline don't seem threatened at all, while Carol has taken some tips from the low-key colour scheme in Ian's bedroom. And it's her bungalow we're at next. Carol's cosy bungalow holds a lifetime of her treasures, but they could be masking this property's potential. The bedrooms urgently need updating because the peeling wallpaper could act as a warning sign to any buyer.
Oh, it's a bungalow.
It's a bungalow.
Oh, wow. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Nice big driveway.
Ticking some boxes, I think,
very
at
nice.
the moment. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Positive first impressions, but inside they're quick to change their tune.
As soon as you come in, my eyes went straight to the wallpaper, and you can see the seams.
My immediate reaction is, why is the paper coming off that end wall? And I noticed it's coming off quite considerably in the corner of the building. I'm wondering if we've got a severe damp problem here.
Oh, I don't like those walls, I'm afraid. I don't like the colour of them.
No.
They're just too dark, I think.
Like walls, which brings it out low.
You're on the limit with the furniture in the room. You couldn't do much more with it. I think this feels more cosy than the last place we looked at, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So again, Carol's bungalow gets a mixed response from her rivals, and just under £350,000, it's the most expensive of the three.
No. That makes me feel, I'm sorry to say it, but that makes me feel so much better, actually.
I am amazed to think that this is on the market for that sort of money.
So they all seem to think this house is overpriced. Last, we're at Peter and Pauline's 1970s semi. Peter and Pauline's property has bags of space, but its outdated decor makes it feel very old-fashioned and dark. However, with a few simple changes, they could market it as a modern family home.
Well, obviously, it's totally different from our bungalow. It's more modern. I prefer our house to this. What do you think of the windows? I don't like net.
Everybody's got net curtains here as well, haven't they? If you look.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If I moved here, I wouldn't want to keep the wallpaper.
Actually, it's very much my taste, really, that I would like. So I can't really fault it at all.
And that's exactly the problem. The decor is dated at your place too, Carol.
It feels warm in here because the colour, I think with our house, it feels a lot colder. So look at, and it's
I like our house.
You know, you've got the dining room. Well, yeah, it's nice.
Upstairs in the bedroom, once again, the dated decor is right up Carol Street.
Often when you think of blue, sometimes blue can be a cold colour. But this isn't, because it's a nice shade, isn't it?
But Janice can see its drawbacks.
I'll change the wallpaper. It's dating it, and it's making it come in, you know, sort of oppressive, isn't it?
Peter and Pauline's 3-bed house is the cheapest of the trio at 50 quid under 300 grand.
Well, I think it's quite a good price, isn't it? I think people are going to get a bargain.
I would have thought this would have been more. I would have thought this might have been a bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
When I contrast what mine's on for at the moment, it's a big difference.
So after the final snoop, Janice and Ian were again unimpressed by the dark colours in the bedroom, while the generation taste gap between Carol and Caroline became very clear. I'm in Orpington, where our buyer Cherry is looking to downsize and realise a bit of retirement cash.
Fancy a little sports car. I have a friend, same age as me, and she's flying around, you know, so I thought I might join her.
I've lined up 3 potential properties, but before Cherry takes a look, the sellers have had a peek at each other's houses. So our sellers have now seen what they're up against. They have 1 week and £1,000 to make those essential changes and beat the competition.
I really do think we've got a good chance because it's cosmetic with our house. Just a little bit of touching up would make all the difference.
Well, now we've seen the competition, I've fallen in love with my bungalow all over again.
Oh, that's lovely.
I think it's a wake-up call, not to be complacent and think you've done it all, because you can always do something else.
That's spot on, Ian. Time to talk about just what you can do. I would like to start with this room, with the kitchen and the conservatory stroke, sauna stroke. One of the competitors said it looks like a garden shed.
Really?
A swine. I don't think it's that bad, and I think the kitchen is a great size. What I think lets this room down is this.
It's a feature.
You could call it that. What would be lovely is to have it as a big open space. It needs to come out the window frame.
Yeah. I mean, I could take the frame out quite easily.
Do you mean just take the window part out or take the sink and everything out?
Oh, gosh, no, don't take the sink and everything out.
Right.
No, don't panic, just the frame.
Okay.
I think this is nice because it divides the 2 spaces, yet it still feels open plan.
Yeah.
In terms of painting it, I would suggest that you paint the wood in the conservatory a much lighter colour, because that wood is far too dark and it is sapping all the light.
I only just painted that. I did.
What, you did the colour?
I did the colour.
You won't believe the difference just by painting those walls, you know, the difference it will make to it.
Okay.
Yeah? Upstairs, it's time to tackle the little boy's room. No, not that one. It's Ian's bright yellow study. So let's have a little talk about the thinking that went on when we were painting this room.
I wanted it to be nice and bright.
You can absolutely see that this is a bloke's room. The colour on the walls has to go. I think what needs to happen with this room is you need to redefine it as a bedroom again.
Right.
So now is a good time to go through all the CDs, all the books, get them all packaged up, get them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you good at clearing out his stuff?
I'm a bit of a hoarder,
Oh,
actually.
you God, no! What am I doing?
That might come in handy.
Yeah.
That might come in handy.
Yes, at your next house, but not here. Stay with me, Janice, as I've got more to say in the garden. I know the feedback has been predominantly about the garden, hasn't it? What have people said?
Well, they've said that they don't like the views on that side, and they've said that People have been saying they don't like the windows there.
And I can see that because that is quite intrusive. I think you need to think about screening this area off. Likewise with that side, it might be worth thinking about investing in some trellising to cover up that as well.
Yeah, we want to do something here because that's the
big
feedback that we've
issue.
had.
Well, this is the thing. What you want to do is draw the potential buyer's eye that way, not that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Easy. I really feel for Janice. She's put in so much time and effort getting this house ready to sell, but they've overlooked two major areas, the kitchen and conservatory and the overlooked garden. They both need a major overhaul if they've got any chance of trying to sell this house.
I'm not really surprised about the second bedroom. It's all sensible, it's all logical.
Yeah.
We just got to do a bit of graft.
That is a lot of work, the woodwork. That's what I'm not looking forward to.
Janice seems a little daunted, so before I leave, I want to give her a sense of what a difference that colour change will make. Are you sure, Ray? Are you sure you're OK with this? Keep your eyes closed until I've done it, and then it'll all be over. Can you see where I'm at with this, Janice, or are you...?
I can see it's lightening it considerably, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, it'll only take you about, what, 4 days? Yeah. 4 of the 7 days I've given you.
Can I just get a roller?
No. It's a very rough bit, but you can see instantly. You imagine the whole of that wall and that wall. Perfect. I'll leave you to it then.
Yeah.
Come off.
Okay.
Cheers, Amanda.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How are you feeling, Janice?
Not very happy.
But no sooner have I turned my back than Ian and Janice come to a more drastic decision about the wooden walls.
We're going to take it all down anyway. And I know we're going to go well over budget, but it's about trying to get it right.
So the wood is going a much more expensive and labour-intensive way of doing it. First, though, they are taking my advice about clearing that second bedroom with the help of Ian's mate, Ken.
This wasn't in the schedule, should I say, but we're all mucking in together at the moment, so we'll get there eventually.
I hope Ian buys you a large drink for this, Ken.
Got a good strong loft. We can store most of the stuff, apart from the actual bookcases. We can get those in the loft.
Next, it's time to find out what Carol has taken from seeing her rivals' homes. So you've had a good snoop around the other houses. What did you learn from the whole experience?
I learned possibly that I had too many ornaments.
You like an ornament. You like a knick-knack.
Well, we do, yes.
Yes. It's not the biggest room in the world.
No.
But you do seem to have the biggest furniture in the world. I've never seen a chair as big as this one before. It's enormous.
It is, isn't it?
Small rooms and big furniture don't marry very well together. So what we need to do is create the illusion of more space.
Yes.
And in order to do that, we have to declutter a bit. I think the room could do with a freshen up in terms of painting.
Yes. Oh, I quite agree.
The other thing is the carpet. You just need something very plain and very neutral. You will see it will just freshen the whole room up.
Yes. Oh, yes, I quite agree.
Yeah. Carol loves her bungalow, but she needs to give it some TLC, especially in the second bedroom. Let's talk about the big problem that I see in here, and that is that corner that's directly behind you. It's one of the big things that stops people buying houses is if they think that there is a damp problem here.
Do the same.
I would suggest getting a professional in to have a little look at it and give you some advice. That needs to look in tip-top condition. I would say dress this as a double bedroom. I would say get a double bed in here.
We did have a double bed, didn't we?
You do have a
We do have a bed.
You have everything in the
As
garage.
luck would have it.
Yes, in the garage, yes.
Probably got 2 or 3 of them.
I think that this one probably is definitely the one that you need to
Oh,
you
yes,
need to
I'm
think
really
about.
quite excited about it.
Good. Quite excited? That's good enough for me. I've also got one last suggestion that will help make Carol's master bedroom feel much bigger. I think that the burgundy walls do make the room feel quite small and quite enclosed. But what I do think we need to think about with this room is just freshening the whole room up. Not do the let's just whitewash it all or paint it all magnolia. It's nice to inject a bit of colour into a room, but you need to pare it back a wee bit. Don't strip it completely, but it just needs freshening up a bit.
Yes.
Carol doesn't have the biggest house in the world, but her use of colour and the enormous amount of enormous furniture she's got in there makes it seem even smaller than it actually is. I think with a bit of painting and an awful lot of rejigging, this little bungalow could have some very big results.
We have got a lot of work to do. If we can rally the troops, we can do our darndest to get as much done as we possibly can, if not all.
And the first troop to rally is Simon. He's the man who can diagnose the cause of Carol's peeling wallpaper. So is it damp?
In actual fact, it's just condensation. It's the heat exchange from outside coming through. There's actually no damp here whatsoever. It's bone dry now.
This is great news and means that a simple paint job will solve the problem.
Definitely no issues with damp here because I'm having a job to get it off the wall in the first place.
It's going to be hard work and we're going to be shattered by the end of it. But I'm sure that it's going to be fun as well.
At least she's smiling, for now. Finally, it's time for a few home truths about Peter and Pauline's dated interior. Some of the other sellers, they did comment on the decor. They said that they felt the decor felt quite dated.
It's first impressions in this room
Yeah.
that's important.
The majority of buyers will make their minds up on a property within the first minute. So if somebody sees net curtains and thinks, oh, I don't like those, they've already formed a negative opinion.
Yeah.
That it's old-fashioned, that it's dated.
Yeah.
So things like the net curtains probably need to go.
That's right, and that's where my taste buds have changed.
Yeah. The sofas, possibly if you could, think about some loose covers on them because they've been well used, haven't they?
Yes, they're by the sell-by date, actually, yes.
This coral colour is quite dated. You can get a primer and paint over it and then just do a single block colour.
I used to paint the top half of this in 45 minutes. So
I'm all for
I like the thought of
change
not having
of
to
the
take all the paper off, because I had to put it all on.
So a revamp needed downstairs, and it's a similar story upstairs. This room, you could make a big difference just by changing the decor. The headboard dates it quite a lot. I would like to see this room painted as well. You say you're a fast painter. You can paint rooms quickly, can't you?
Have a try.
I can see what you tried to do, and it absolutely works, but it just needs bringing up to date a bit. They're simple changes, but they can take time. Let's hope Peter's as swift with a brush as he says he is. This is a fantastic-sized property, but the decor does make it feel like it's stuck in a bit of a time warp. So many buyers are put off by outdated decor and styling that they really aren't maximising this property's potential. I feel it's time for a bit of a revamp.
We knew it was coming, and now somebody said the words.
Yeah,
I think that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
Whilst I've got them on side, I want to show them how they can take inspiration from everyday items already in their home. I happened to find an ornament. This would work really well as inspiration for the whole of this room. These kind of colours work really well together. So you've got the sort of sage green here. This is the sort of cream colour that you've already got on the top of the wall, so that's sorted. And then these lovely kind of natural linens and the slightly darker colours. I mean, paint charts now are brilliant. Use them the way that if you see, like with this one, for example, they've grouped them all together. So take 2 or 3 of the colours and use that as the inspiration for the entire room.
This is what we needed, someone to tell us in which direction to go. We've lived with this quite comfortably for 15, 20 years, and it's not till somebody comes in and turns the light on, shall we say, that we can take it forward ourselves.
Can't wait, really.
Excellent. Let's get this place sold. Now they know what they're looking for, Peter and Pauline head straight for the paint shop.
We're trying to go along the lines of what Amanda's recommended because we think they're a good choice. So obviously now we've come into a shop and there's such a big array of colours, we're having a very serious look.
But colour choice doesn't come easy.
What about that one? That's a nice colour. I thought it might be that one there, is it? Yeah. So is that the one you're looking at?
It's pebble.
Yeah. What'd you do with the curtains? Did you do the curtains that colour?
Well, darker.
I'm starting to understand why they've left it so long to redecorate.
What, that one?
Probably
It's a
dark.
bit pinky, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit pinky, that one.
That's more the colour, isn't it?
Eventually, we have a decision.
We'd like to order some paint, 5 litres of overtly olive.
OK.
And muted stone.
And £175 worth of paint. Hopefully, that's enough to cover both the bedroom and the living room.
All done.
In Orpington, 3 homeowners are competing to impress buyer Cherry.
I need to downsize unfortunately. I'm having a problem finding somewhere.
After snooping round their rivals' homes, all three sellers are working to improve their own. Carol is out shopping for a carpet for the lounge of her bungalow.
Come and have a look at this one. That one has actually got a built-in underlay.
Well, I think that'd be ideal, really.
There you go. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
I think so.
But just as they think it's safe to book the delivery...
You're not going to like me.
No?
I think I've changed my mind.
Fine.
I quite like this one.
Yeah, I'll do you, Billy. For you.
Oh, bless you.
Come on,
Thanks.
come take a seat, come on.
I'm absolutely thrilled. I've got just what I want and for the money I wanted to spend. So I'm highly delighted.
While at Peter's, he's beginning the mammoth job of updating the decor.
Right, I'm just going to start taping up the skirting first. It's very good to make a start. I'm really pleased now. We're going to see some results now.
And at Ian and Janice's, the builders are in to remove the wood panelling in the conservatory and replaster the walls.
How long do you think it's going to take, Gary?
It'll be done on time. Yeah, basically now I can actually put screw plasterboard direct to it and then obviously get it all skimmed. So basically by taking this off, you're going to get flat walls.
Builder Gary also sets about removing the old window frame and door before fitting the plasterboard to the walls. If they painted the wood themselves, it would have cost around £100. Doing it this way is costing around £2,300. Upstairs, Ian's mate Ken has started work losing the garish yellow in the study.
It's advisable to paint the ceiling first, because if you drop anything, it goes on the walls. You're going to paint the walls afterwards, so you'll cover that. Tea? Yes, please. That'd be very nice.
Good to see Ian making himself useful. Downstairs, a new work surface is being installed where the old window has been removed, and the conservatory walls are given a nice bright lick of paint.
That's it. That's that coat finished. I hope they like it. I think Ian and Janice will be pleased.
Oh.
Oh.
It looks totally different.
Gosh, transformation.
And that just leaves the garden. Having raised the height of the fence on one side, they're now fitting panels along the other side, so the garden is no longer overlooked. Cost of materials around £430.
You're supposed to be helping me.
Yeah, I'm assisting. That one goes next, Ken.
Thanks, yeah.
And Janice is happy.
That makes such a difference. Well done, Ian.
Not a natural DIYer, are you, Ian? Back at Peter and Pauline's, painting continues. He said he was swift with a brush, but he didn't mention he had a secret weapon. Granddaughter, Gemma.
I have painted, some walls before, but this is the first time I've done it in this house.
And keeping it in the family, Pauline and daughter Diane have gone shopping for bed linen and curtains to go with the new colour scheme in the bedroom and lounge.
Hopefully we'll find something at the end of the day before the store closes.
Decision-making is clearly not Pauline's strong point. She struggled choosing the paint, and she's not doing any better here.
That's right, but wrong colour. Wrong colour. I'm looking for the bedroom linen at the moment, but not quite seeing what we want.
Would you say that's more mauvey? You want to keep away from that? 2 hours and we haven't even finished one room.
Oh dear. Good job Peter is speedy with that brush.
Now this is on and now I can see that this room is nearly finished. It cheered me up knowing.
He's next tackling the bedroom, replacing all those patterns and swirls with a much calmer look.
I should think in the next half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, we'll have it finished.
Over at Carol's bungalow, builder Simon is making good the wall affected by condensation.
The walls are a little uneven where it's a 1930s house, so to paper over it will give you a blank canvas to work over.
And Carol's getting hands-on.
Can I do this way because I'm left-handed? Does it have to go? It has to go all the way around, doesn't it?
Something tells me she hasn't done this in a while. With the first coat on in both bedrooms, Carol can stand back and admire.
I've chosen the wrong colour.
Or not.
I'm disappointed now it's up. I think it's cold looking.
So a change of heart means a change of colour for the top coat, but luckily Caroline's got a solution.
That one you think was too dark,
dark.
and that one you think was too light. So we've mixed them to go for something in between.
Too dark, too light, but just right is a mix of the two. Next job for Carol is maximising the space in the living room by clearing out the oversized furniture.
Yeah, it just feels so much brighter and bigger and spacious. All we're waiting on now is for the carpet to come.
At Ian's, Janice is finishing up in the conservatory, dressing it with a little colour.
It doesn't look too bad.
We've got to thank the person who said it looked like a shed because...
Yeah, because
it's
it's made us do something about it, otherwise it would have been left.
What was once a dark and unwelcoming space is now a bright, homely place to sit and enjoy the sunshine.
I cannot believe how different this space looks.
It's amazing, isn't
It's
it?
unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. How delighted are you? Very.
over the moon, really over the moon.
It's incredible. It really is, because obviously, you know, the easy option would have been just to paint over the wood.
Yeah.
But to strip it all back and replaster it, I mean, what it's done now, sort of standing here and looking out, particularly by removing the door and the window frame, it's just opened up the space, hasn't it?
Isn't it?
The incredible thing about the garden is just by putting those panels up there and putting the new panelling at the end there is now you look at the garden and the fields, you don't look at next door's windows.
Well, that's what we wanted to achieve. We didn't want solid panels there.
No.
I think it looks incredible. Can we go and have a look upstairs? The decluttered man room.
Ian's study was a masculine and functional affair with a colour scheme that needed sunglasses. Now, with the boy clutter gone, it's a simple and clean space that will show prospective buyers exactly what it is, a bedroom.
I mean, it is literally like walking into a different house. You know, that bright yellow on the walls, the ceiling, the books and trophies everywhere. Where have they all gone? What have you done with them all?
We could tell you, but we'd have to kill you.
I mean, it looks fantastic. And it serves a purpose now because people can come in here and think, oh, actually, this makes a great guest bedroom, or it could be an office.
I think we've got a much better chance of selling the house.
Yeah.
And I think
Definitely
whoever buys this
downstairs.
has got a good deal.
Ian's place looks great, but he's had to dip into his own funds as his total spend comes in way over his budget at over £4,600. Back with Pauline, the nets have gone and the new curtains are in as she and Peter make the finishing touches to their revamped lounge.
The room now with the curtains up is really looking, it's taking shape now and really looking lovely. So, yeah, I think we've got a good chance in the competition.
Peter and Pauline's outdated decor in the lounge caught the eye for all the wrong reasons. Their new colour scheme is much more modern and should appeal to today's buyers.
So Peter the Demon Painter has struck again. Haven't you been busy?
We have. Well, I started really early, done all this room, then went up and done the bedroom.
In one day?
In one day.
Can you come to my house, please?
I've lost none of my old skill.
It's all still there. What do you guys think of it, first of all? Can you see the difference?
I'm absolutely amazed. I'm sitting here today thinking, should we do the other bedroom while I'm here? It won't take that long.
What, for me, you've managed to achieve in this room so well is that you've married everything together brilliantly.
It's all really what we really wanted to do quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we used to think, oh, and, you know, and not do it.
How do you think you stand in the competition now?
Well, I'd like to think we're in a good chance.
Tell you if it was a painting competition, you'd walk it.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the best one.
Brush the others aside.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
The master bedroom felt tired and old-fashioned. Now it's a simple, timeless room with broader appeal.
Well, I like the colour on the walls.
Yes.
Lovely. New headboard?
Yes,
New headboard.
Lovely. And it works really well.
Yeah.
It's just brought the whole thing up to date, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, yeah.
It's not plain. It's got lovely little touches to it.
Yeah.
And it works really, really well. You should be dead proud of yourselves because you've done a brilliant
We're
job.
really pleased.
Excellent.
To decorate the two rooms, Peter and Pauline have also gone over budget, but only by £75. Back at Carol's bungalow, the carpet is being laid. Total cost, £125.
I was amazed because I was in the bedroom and then someone came out and said, come and have a look. I said, is it done already? So good. It's beautiful.
Carol's lounge felt small and claustrophobic. Now, with a new colour scheme and carpet, the decluttered room feels bigger and brighter.
My goodness, what a difference.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, haven't you worked hard? Are you shattered?
Yes, absolutely shattered.
So remind me again what you've done in here. You've painted the walls, haven't you? New carpet?
New carpet.
And by getting rid of that big chair, your poor husband's chair, where's it gone?
It's down the garage. He's going to have to sit in that one
Yes, just for a while, just
For a
until
while
you sell
itself.
it. But it has made a difference.
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Caroline?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's much lighter and just calmer and clutter-free.
It's a really lovely, peaceful colour.
The dark walls in the bedroom made a large room feel small. A simple paint job and declutter has made the space much more appealing. Carol's spare room also failed to impress. The single bed and peeling wallpaper did it no favours at all. But with the room decorated and a double bed easily in place, this second bedroom is now a real asset.
I'm quite speechless, and that doesn't happen very often for me. What a difference. It's a beautiful bedroom. So you've got a double bed. Did you go out and buy this, or was this...
No, that was in the garage.
Oh, so you've just swapped them over? Perfect. You walk in here now, and this is a room that you want to spend time in. And I know how much you hated the sort of your master bedroom, that you always wanted something a bit different. And looking at it now, it's just, again, a really soft, tranquil, pretty room. Are you pleased with it?
Oh, I am. It's lovely now. I love that colour. Yeah. I'm quite proud of myself, actually.
You should be. You've done a brilliant job. Really have.
Carol's made a real difference here, though she has had to spend a little of her own money, coming in around £145 over her £1,000 budget. I'm in Orpington, where I'm about to show buyer Cherry round our 3 houses, now that their owners have finished giving them much-needed makeovers. Ian and Janice have transformed Ian's bachelor pad into a light, airy and secluded home.
It's definitely been worth all the stress. It's lovely.
Perhaps I should put the price up.
Yeah.
Peter and Pauline have dispensed with their dated decor and brought their house bang up to date in style.
I'm hoping that that any buyer coming would make the statutory 2 steps in the door and say, I like this.
Carol's bungalow was well loved, but a little tatty and tired. It's now a smart and welcoming home.
It's been very hard work. I've gained a lot of knowledge. I just am quite excited for when we move, and I can take all these colours and advice I've received there.
All 3 houses finished, it's time to get the verdict from buyer Cherry. And it's Ian and Janice's up for judgment first.
What are your first impressions?
Looks interesting, actually. It's like it's got a bit of character.
Yeah. And in terms of the parking, are you OK with it?
I'm a bit concerned about the road, actually.
Right.
The noise of the traffic.
What, like that?
Yeah, like that, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Not a great start. Let's get inside quick. First, that cladded shed to clean conservatory.
Come through to the hub of the house. This is your kitchen stroke diner. Initial impressions are?
I'd have to have it cleared.
You'd like it all knocked through?
Yeah.
Oh, OK.
Yeah.
The good thing about this space is just that. It's a good space. It's big. It's on the market at £345,000. Your budget is £365,000, so you've got 20 grand to play about with. There are lots of things you could do with this space. You could take that whole unit out there, put a bank of units that side, bank of units that side, which would free up the space and not make it feel separated.
Could do, yeah.
She doesn't look convinced. Let's hope the garden impresses more.
So I know that the garden is an important factor for you,
Yes,
isn't it?
it is, yeah.
Is this a manageable size, or is it still too big?
No, this is manageable.
What do you think of it?
No, it's very nice, actually. And it's quite secluded, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The garden's just right, actually.
So the garden gets a tick?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Excellent, excellent.
Seems Cherry's warming to the place. Let's head upstairs to that once canary yellow study, now a chilled-out bedroom.
This is your guest bedroom stroke office. Brilliant views of the garden, and the fact that you can look out onto...
It's very nice. I wasn't expecting that.
Ah!
Oh, it's lovely, actually.
Something that you imagined from the outside? Because I know from the outside you weren't taken at all, were you?
I didn't have any idea what it was like inside, because I didn't give it a chance, I guess. Thought, no, it wouldn't be for me, you see.
So this is the right sort of size?
It is, yes.
OK, food for thought.
So, mixed reactions to Ian and Janice's. I'm hoping Carol's bungalow on a quiet road will impress. And first, it's that tired to tranquil sitting room.
So what you have here is your living room stroke conservatory.
This is very nice.
Do you like it?
I do like it.
Can you see the garden through all the rain?
Just
It's a good-sized garden and it's south-facing as well.
Yeah, oh, well, lovely.
What do you like about the space?
It just feels nice as you walk in. It's open, which is what I like. And obviously it's very light and airy, and it's got a nice feel to it.
With positivity flowing, it's onto the from red to relaxing boudoir.
It's a dead-end road, so you're not going to get traffic constantly going past unless, obviously, people live here. And you do have off-road parking for at least 3 cars.
Yes, it's a very big drive, isn't it?
What do you think of the room?
It is a very nice-sized room.
Isn't it? Excellent. Oh, very good. Very good. So as we continue the tour, is your excitement gaining momentum or is it waning?
I'm getting a bit excited, yeah.
So am I. So am I. How excited? Is it what you had in mind?
I not really looked round a bungalow properly. This is very nice, actually. Good. Yeah. Good. No, it is.
And one last room to show her, the damp to desirable spare room.
So this is the spare bedroom, which I think's really lovely. What do you think?
It's very nice.
It's a pretty room, isn't it?
It is a pretty room, yeah. The location of the road is the only thing that kind of doesn't tick the box. Everything else is fantastic.
It's working out what thing you can afford to compromise on, I guess.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
OK.
So it's the road again, but this time I think she might be able to live with it. I'm not done yet, though. We're off to Peter and Pauline's.
So here we go, Cherry. First impressions?
Looks very nice.
Excellent. You've got your off-road parking.
Yes.
And you've got enough space easily for 2 cars here.
Yep, wonderful.
Should we go in? Because I'm really cold.
Yes.
First, the sitting room that's gone from dated to contemporary style.
Do you like the decor? Is there much you would do to change it?
Yeah, probably, but basically, you know, the old magnolia, it's all right, isn't it?
Yes. Now, it's not the biggest garden in the world, but I don't think that's a bad thing for you, is it?
No, that's OK. It's a courtyard garden, isn't it?
Yeah. How does it compare to the others?
Well, it's very different, isn't it? Pretty.
Yeah.
And the garden, as I can see it would be perfect.
I like it. Yes. Let's keep moving.
Upstairs, the master bedroom has gone from stuck in the past to simple and clean.
Oh, you can smell the paint when you come in here.
I say. Oh, this is very nice, actually.
The beauty of this house is that it's got 3 decent-sized bedrooms. Your budget's £365,000. This is on the market at £299,950. So you've effectively got 65 grand to play around with. Could be like Buckingham Palace by the time you finish with it.
Yeah.
If you'd seen this on the website or if you'd gone into an agent's and they'd given you these details, would you have discarded it or would you have come and looked at it?
I possibly would have discarded it. This is a surprise, definitely.
A spanner has been thrown in the works then, hasn't it?
It has a bit.
Shall we retire to somewhere and have a think about it all? There you go.
So, more positive rumblings from Cherry. We've now seen all 3 properties, and I'm guessing we've got a 2-house race on our hands. It's decision time. Will she go for Ian and Janice's semi-detached, Carol's bungalow, or Peter and Pauline's 3-bed?
It's been quite a day, hasn't it?
It has. It's been very interesting.
So let's eliminate one. Which was your least favourite?
The first one. It was pleasant. It didn't really do an awful lot for me, to be perfectly honest.
So that leaves us with the bungalow. What did you like about it?
It's got everything that one would need. And the decor was quite tasteful. I thought it was really lovely.
The 3-bed semi was a bit of a gamble on my part. That was the one that I thought she's either going to love it or hate it.
I did like it, and I was very surprised. So there was the 2, which are very different properties, that I liked very much.
Is there a clear favourite?
Possibly the house.
Really?
Yeah, it's very open.
Just a feel.
And I think things can be done with it, you know? I like the house.
What are you going to do?
I'd like to come back and see both of them and hopefully bring my daughter.
Keep me informed.
I
will
let
nip out and buy a welcome to your new home card.
So, Peter and Pauline's place is Cherry's first choice.
Fantastic. That's really good. We did put the effort in and it's paid off. We're really, really pleased.
Really
That's
tough.
great.
But it's a photo finish with Carol's bungalow.
Well, it's been worthwhile with all this hard work. I'm pleased, actually. Also, it's given me a lot more confidence when
other buyers come round.
Despite coming last, Ian and Janice are bullish in defeat.
Bit gutted because of the amount of work we've put in.
Plenty more fish in the sea.
Yeah.
It's perfect for the right buyers when they come along. That's great.
Yeah.
On reflection, Cherry decided not to second view either house and her search continues. But great news for Peter and Pauline, who 5 days later accepted an offer of just under the asking price.
We're going to take what we've learned to our new property. We bought a little bungalow down the coast. We're going to bring that into the 21st century, the same as this one.
Pleased all round.
Carol is also pleased. Just 1 week later, she too has sold.
We had a couple come round and they loved it and put in an offer. So all the hard work that went into it has paid off tenfold, and I'm just so thrilled.
Ian and Janice have had viewings, but no firm offers yet.